the grease monkey's mekton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? The day almost makes you want to smile. Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to.
Potser in Mo. Diava. Ahai arin kashuma.
This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not many are as tough and clever as you must be.
Ahai arin kashuma.
Says a monster hunter hears many things on the wind.
Will she like
Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes.
Dakadnio umwaka.
Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make.
Lafea nuch.
You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care.
Ekaya marafka. Tid.
It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss.
Zien.
When it comes to monsters, he mostly picks who dies.
Lafea nuch.
Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot.
Jamakuda horedatunka.
Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead.
Tomazagula imapela.
Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones.
Intabadanj.
He's afraid you're just as stubborn as them.
Vaxaush intabadan.
But enough of that, right?
Vaxaush intabadan.
He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed.
Me.
He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output.
Circa full of indehos.
Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short.
Mashako hersave.
Says as big as they are, the world is bigger. To find where they are, you need to see where they've been.
Si logo partinea falish.
Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter.
Amanka.
Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big. There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes.
Gar.
Says you stick to the hunting and shots present themselves later. This place is like one big secret that keeps unfolding. Wait, it's the Squip hole-up. The place is just filled with critters. Idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there. This won't be a field trip. It's the real thing. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. A critter for you. There's something special about that blade. Mount up. The air's too thin here. He says that's enough scripts to sustain the Mekton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well done. It's not his cleanest invention so far, but it gets the job done. Use it to suck up gooey oil puddles in the Mekton's way so you can pass. Gizmo's made vehicles before to confront the Jumbo Puff himself, but failed. But this time, it's different. The Mekton will be strong enough to do the job. It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now. Otherwise, he fears the damage it's caused to the tree already will be too much to handle. There's time to improve the Mekton before you confront the Puff. There are more wreck boxes out in the dead zone with gear you should be able to equip the Mekton with on your own. He's sure you remember enough of what he taught you about upcycling to fit some skronky gear to the Mekton on your own. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Understands completely. Nothing beats the darkness. Imagine that. You could just go to a place like this to get a proper meal back in the old world. Your chest is squeezing. Bang Shelter 7B is still there, open and ready to shelter. not dead yet. Leave that scrap behind. Who could stop you now? You make piloting this big metal thing look easy. It's becoming terminal. Mush mush. Shop, shop. That's one just over there. Go for it. Every day, everything seems like it happens at once. You found Bionucleus 8C. These towers are one of the main reasons the old world went under. Are you sure you're ready for this mech, Tom? That's a jumbo puff with an appetite. Ain't no fuzz. Better put an end to it before it ends our world. Uh-oh, the jumbo puff is kicking. Couple of more hits and it's a fried circuit board. bad feeling about this. It goes all the way down to the stomach. Start like a snack, and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal canal. That's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. Look at you, all pooped out. From this point on, there's no way forward but going back in. That's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. Wow, what a super-sized wormwin. That must be as big as they come. You see, it's what's on the inside that counts. That meaty Taurus is already offbeat. End it. The Taurus is better pumped out than flushed down. Don't let it happen again. Guessed it would go down with a throw-up. Can it really get any better than that? He thanks you for dealing with the first World Eater. It's a start. You should go see Out of Date and find out what you can about the machine he's named the Ark. You're good-hearted enough, so you'll have no problem getting him to share the information with you. He trusts you know where to find Out of Date by now. He's always been at the foot of the tree, and that hasn't changed. So much fun to sneak around here. Wonder where we can get some ride shoes for the mount. This is called suburbia, a place to get away from the city stink. The yerp fields, where the echo of your actions resounds clearer than any other place. There it is, the tree of life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. Every day is a new chance to fulfill your destiny. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their... It's important to stay grounded. You share the same fate as the tree. Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. If you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark. Two sides to everything, but for him it would be devastating if you were forced to use the Ark to escape while the world crumbled. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core. The contamination disrupted what we now know as key energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate. He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head. It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground. The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out. The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end. He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Goop in the southeast. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Goop. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Goop and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That's the sound of impending doom. Out of Date's premonitions of imminent disaster are true. The Porkypuff needs to be handled. Out of Date says that Goop is worried now that the Southeast World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Goop is working on a goo-gliding vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out of Date suggests that you should head southeast as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He wonders what's on your mind. He says you really need to go see Goop as soon as possible. He wonders what's on your mind. He says you really need to go see Goop as soon as possible. He wonders what's on your mind. Says you should take it easy. Doesn't riding a beast like this feel good? The forest has so many kinds of trees. That's a massive ping dish. They used to be able to find things. Just hold on tight. You could have missed this village. It's called Mamble Clump. That there's Subnautica Station. Goop flounders around in there. So many trees in this region. Let's see.
Yangu. Azetawa.
Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim. Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance. Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we remember. It's only together we can remember the story as it was. He knows he's easy to remember. There's no one out there as cuckoo as him. He's one of a kind. He understands you've returned to face Lupa Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself all these years. He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as when you were a child. Now the time has come for you to remember and act. Your life is your life, not the story you're told about it. He thinks that's the right thing to do. It's only when you have forgiven that you'll find peace.
Light instantly banishes dark.
How much light do you really need?
All the light, all of it!
I mean, you could leave a little space for the dark.
All the light.
Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do to the goo. Thanks you for doing everything you could to de-goop the surf. Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. You're both like sunshine on the surf. But hey, back to the goo. Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Subnautica station, as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit. So you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo glide strong enough to fight the Porky Puff. You're lucky that way. There's still cargo left on the shores from before the apocalypse. His best guess is a power tanker hit a reef and went under.